Because you're chosen.
And you're powerful.
Give yourself permission to fully be here right now in your body.
How many lifetimes did you decide to live with me?
A lot. I feel like we're gonna go forward even more. Like, I feel like you're such a blessing in my life. Like, just amazing what you've done.
And what's happening now?
Okay, I can start where the problems began. It began, I was about 21 years old. I moved out from my parents' house. I was in 2003. I moved to another city on my own. And on 2006, I was on a Swedish dating site. Try to meet people. But I got stalkers instead. So I got stalkers who broke into my home and destroyed my computer, my phones, and my clothes. So I had problems with them ever since. So I also think they followed me to my work and they did some shitty things at my work. So I had different work, but they did shitty things at my work. So
at your job?
Yeah, at my job. So I sometimes I got the blame. But it was my stalkers who destroyed stuff, like the car on my work.
You said stalkers?
Stalkers, yeah. I got stalkers after the Swedish dating site in 2006.
Wow.
And then after that, I tried to hex them. I tried to give them back their energy. I thought maybe they would stop, but they have not stopped. They continue to follow me.
Okay. If you could just take a deep breath for me, love. Take a deep breath. Get comfortable. I'm just going to scan your energy real quick, okay? And just continue to just take deep breaths in and out. As naturally as you can. Just keep taking deep breaths, natural breaths, and just make sure you're in a relaxed state right now, okay? Not too much moving, just relax. so I can pick up on your energy better. All right, I'm at your root, and then me and Tahir will share what we picked up off your energy, okay? All right. Well, what I picked, I started from your crown and I went down all the way to your root. Um, just so I can get just the main things that I'm picking up. And I know up here I got dissociated, like you're just disassociated from yourself. And I also heard the word confusion. Are there times where you feel like you have a hard time knowing thyself? Like, do you feel like there's like multiple like versions of you
Yeah, it could be. Yes, sometimes. Yes.
sometimes? How does
And
that
you
make you feel?
actually, Drea, this is what we were talking about before you came on here, because I got the
Oh,
same
wow.
message. And you want to tell her about the different parts of you, Eleanor?
Yeah. It happened after the Swedish dating site, after I got my stalkers. I think that they managed to split my personality because at one party I was talking with a British accent, and I was like a genius. I was like, you know, uh, could remember everything. Yes, was very clever. But
Okay.
this split personality. I think. Have you heard about MK Ultra? I think my enemies are doing something like that. Split personality with. They are using trauma to
Mm,
do that.
mm.
You said they're using trauma.
Yeah. I think yeah. They're using trauma. I think I don't think you know. Do you know about during the Second World War that when the Nazi they were using something called MK Ultra mind control,
Mm-hmm.
where they the victims went through trauma-based mind control, so that way they could easily control their victims.
Yeah.
So I think it's something like that they have done to me. as I said to you, they tried. One time I hear them I heard them broke into my home in the middle of the night, but I had locked the door from within. But I think that during the night when I sleep, they come into my home because these days I don't lock the door from within. So during my sleep, they are messing with my brain, I think, something like that.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah.
I think they do that, I think something.
Okay. So what I was getting, I felt that her body is fragmented. So I get the head is
Yeah,
being
yeah,
held down, the
absolutely.
hands, the hands are
Absolutely.
separate, hand down.
Absolutely. It's trauma-based mind control. It's what they have done to me, my stalkers. It's a Swedish military, very secret thing, you know. It's
Yeah.
they have
And
mhm.
and the feet are being held down. It feels as if the fragmentation, each part of her body is split. So it kind of does make sense when she's talking about mind control, because when you start to mess with the mind, as you know, the left brain controls the right functions of the body, the right brain controls the left functions of the body. So if that's fragmented, then you can have limbs that cannot move when you want to command them. But it feels it's spiritually, a spiritual weighing down, right? I also felt in essence that she has this bubble around her, and I'm almost getting the image of her being submerged in water, but inside of like a container. But so what this means is like there's not a lot of forward movement in her life. She's kind of just swimming to survive, but not able to move outside of this tube or container that I see.
Exactly. You're right on point here. Right.
Yeah.
100%. It's like that.
Yeah.
It's like my enemies have they want it to be like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, Drea, I'll let you. Do you have any more messages before I give the rest of mine?
What I wrote down here was, you know, I had put confusion, dissociation from self. A blocked third eye. I just feel like that right there is just it's hard for her to trust herself and her intuition.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like her voice. I feel like I heard blocked throat. So I also feel like it's hard for her to speak her truth in a sense, because I just feel like I don't know if she's dealing with this alone. Like I have a feeling like she really doesn't have anybody to really talk to about this, what she's going through. So I feel like that's kind of blocked. And of course, when you're being stalked by somebody, there's going to be fear and anxiety attached to that and not feeling safe. So always in a very low vibrational energy at all times because of the fear and anxiety of what she's experiencing right now, especially if there has been a lot of, as she says, like, things done to her in that sense, the UK Ultra thing, that she refers to. Um, and then the confidence in her solar, and I'm so crazy when you said the root, I seen the energy like she was floating in her root. So but yeah, the confidence has completely gone because I just with this whole entire experience, um, it's like she just lost herself. And
Yeah.
now I think she's just trying to put herself back together. So,
Back to,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you. Back together, because like I see, there's like five parts of her. She's fragmented. And so it does make sense that they could do that in the mind, but it feels fragmented. So all of your pieces aren't working together to even like get you to the shore, right? The hands are being weighed down, the feet. Also too, you said her throat, her third eye. So before she came on here, you were getting over a cold or some sort of virus, which did affect your throat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. And the third eye, I can see the blockage there. So it's very interesting. So as I was sitting here and I was like just drawing, some sort of blockage, her being in containment. And then I heard graveyard spell.
Mhm.
Mm,
I feel as if whoever this is did some sort of graveyard spell. The graveyard spells are really tough. Those are
yeah.
like, and so maybe it's interesting because I know you know a few things about like hoodoo, and I don't know if you know anything about that and how severe that is, but I did hear that in my mind's eye. And what I'm drawing is I see two hexes. So I see one, and when I say hex, what I'm calling a hex is blocked energy. Because I see two U's. One is blocked from above, one is blocked over here. Then there's another one. One is blocked from above, one is blocked from here. So I think what I'm seeing is maybe the graveyard spell, but also how you said that you tried to reverse it and send them back the energy. I think I'm seeing that too, but that didn't work. It just still
Uh-huh.
could, it made you more blocked. The you
Uh-huh.
sending back the energy didn't work.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you can feel into that, Drea, I just I know it's far out there, but I would love a confirmation.
No, it's not far out there. I know a little bit about graveyard spells because essentially that kind of creeps me out with the
Yeah.
graveyard spell. Um, but those I do know, yes, those are harder to break. Um, it doesn't mean it's impossible. I don't think nothing is impossible. I'm just saying, um, and I don't know, like I'm hearing the word magician. So whoever was who they seem like they were very skilled. And then
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
trying to figure out,
We're talking about Freemasons because the guy there was right after this Swedish dating site thing. I
yeah.
was on there only 6 months. There was a guy. He said his name was Mario, and he was a doctor, and he had studied psychology in United States. He
Hmm.
said the Freemasons were after me, and that I know for sure the Freemasons are into Kabbalah, Jewish mysticism, black magic. I know for sure they know this stuff 100%. They know this
Yeah.
what they are doing. Black magicians.
Mm.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny? This morning, I actually watched, I don't know, it was like I was watching a video and all of a sudden this guy popped in that was a Freemason and he had psionic powers. It was, and that's so weird that we're saying this. It was like I was watching a compilation of different TikToks, and all of a sudden that one popped in. The guy was a Freemason, and he said that a lot of Masonry is they do have these psionic powers, and a lot of it is just to kind of, I guess maybe they are chosen because of that. And I think that they learn those sorts of things like as you go up in the ranks.
Hmm.
So this actually, I think that's definitely given me a confirmation, and it's 10:10 right now where I am. So that's given me a confirmation that it probably is linked to some sort of Freemason. But it just doesn't, what doesn't make sense to me is like this happened in 2006. I think it's bigger than the dating site, right? Because someone on a dating site just would not be going through all this trouble.
That's what my next question was going to be like, how did you let them in into your energy and why? You know what I'm saying? Because I guess that's what I was thinking too. Like this has to be more than just the dating site. Like this is what, how did you, or what do you feel like brought the, how did you make yourself open? I guess that's the question I wanted to ask.
Uh,
Were you sexually active when you on the dating app? Did you let them
no,
into your space, your home? Like
no. I met only one guy from that Swedish dating site. Only one guy.
only one? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, one time. And then after 6 months, I was gone from that Swedish dating site because my friend, she was also very intuitive and she could, the sixth sense, she could sense that they were extremely evil. These men
Mm,
on the dating site, they were extremely evil. She
okay.
told me stay away from that dating site. So I quit. But the
So what did you
stalkers
have one
never quit. The
did you
stalkers
have
never
one
quit.
encounter? Was it one encounter or many encounters with that one person?
One encounter. I never met
One en-
him again.
okay.
One time.
Okay. Okay.
No. But okay, I don't know.
Wow.
It was another you know another woman medium. She said actually it is a woman that is doing the dirty stuff to me, like putting dirty, smelly stuff, in my house and in the washing room, because she's jealous. She's jealous of me, but she can command a man to do to destroy my computer, to destroy my clothes, you know. But I don't know. I see in the subway. I see men. It not so many times, but recently I saw a man in the subway. It was almost 7 o'clock in the morning. It was early in the morning, 6:30. But he was recording me with his iPhone, and I saw him standing in the train, and his penis was like he stoned, he was stoned. So he was looking at me, and he wanted to record me. I'm sure it was one of my stalkers, or someone who pretend to stalk me. I don't know. I don't know really.
Okay.
Mm.
I'm getting a few things, and just to see if this makes sense, I heard the word blue ice, Dharma, and Charlie's Angels. I know this is getting crazy, but it almost feels like I'm seeing this lady. It feels like we're going back into some mystical stuff. You know that blue light that I keep talking about that I see in sessions? It's like I'm seeing this blue light, but it feels as if it's made of ice. And I'm getting Ice Queen, or I'm seeing these like, how you see a crystal ball, but it looks like it's ice. I'm looking at ice, and I don't know
Mm.
what that means yet, but it feels that I'm being taken to a whole nother time period where people did magical things. Like, it feels, or I'm seeing spiritually what was done. There is a woman involved. It feels as she's like an ice queen. It just feels something with the ice and the blue light. These could also be crystal balls that I'm seeing, because I am seeing, but spirit has drawn my attention to ice, right? So I don't know if we're going back to ice age, or just
Mm.
whatever ice represents. But I also heard dharma. This could be past life karma.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is,
Another medium said, yeah, I got bad karma from
Yeah.
past
yeah,
lives.
yeah,
Me and my
Yeah.
family.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel this is their dharma.
Yeah,
What they're
yeah.
doing to you is their dharma. And you maybe you were the ice queen in the past life, right? I don't think it has to do with them. I think it's about clearing you from the past life karma. I think is going to clear this up, because one thing I know, what source told me about karma, is there's a part of our soul that will not be made whole until the person that caused the pain to us actually falls down. The
Mm-hmm.
scales must be balanced.
Mm-hmm.
So when your natural reaction was to go back and hex them. That was your natural reaction.
Yeah, yeah. I did hex
Yeah.
them back.
Yeah. And so I think that this kind of like just a confirmation of like maybe what you've done in a past life, because that was a natural reaction, was just to fight fire with fire, right? So I'm
Mm.
I'm feeling that you possibly could be this ice queen in a past life. I think that these people are trying to get some sort of dharma, like some balance out the scales of karma. I want to
Mm-hmm.
feel deeper into that, but I don't know why I'm getting Charlie's Angels. So the movie Charlie's Angels, I know that the three women went on missions, but I'm drawing a blank on what that movie was about in its entirety. Um,
You know, you
uh,
saw a guy, you said you saw a guy with white hair
yeah,
above me.
yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
uh, I had a grandfather. He was the one who sent me here to Sweden. I was adopted by a Swedish mother. So
Okay.
that it was my grandfather who decided that I should be adopted to Sweden. It could be him,
Ah,
but but I'm not sure. But I also got
he,
old. I think I got friends who might have the white hair these
yeah, but he
days.
feels old, and
Yeah, he feels.
he feels Asian. He does feel Asian too.
Yeah. He's yeah. It's it's my relatives.
Okay.
Another medium from Africa. She's very skilled. I met on Facebook very skilled African medium. She said she met my dead father when she was asleep. My
Yeah.
dead father came to visit her, and he was standing by her bed in a white T-shirt. And my father, who is dead, he told this medium from Africa, you gotta tell my daughter, Eleanor, that she has to move away from Sweden. I want my daughter to move
Hmm.
away from Sweden. So that
Yeah.
was his message. He told this medium in a dream. He visited, my dead father visited this African medium. According to her,
Mhm.
I said, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. How long ago did you see her?
That was 2021. I met this African medium.
And did anything change in your life after you met her?
Nothing changed. No, I did not move away from Sweden. But she
Okay.
told me that my father wanted me to leave Sweden
Yeah. Okay.
because of my enemies here. Yeah.
I'm going to ask
Mm.
your grandfather. Okay, so this person I see with the white hair, it's weird. All I saw was his scalp. His hair was coming down. It was long, not long, but it was like here, like almost cut like a mushroom, and it was gray. But I got the sense that he's of Asian descent. You can see the scalp. Feels as if he was sitting here and you were here. So right now, right, that is a natural, he's above, you're below. I I kind of want to know the situation with that part of the family because I'm not going to rule out that this is not something happening like a family beef in
Mhm.
some way,
Yeah, it was a family beef. It was like this. My Vietnamese mother, she never wanted to leave me away to be adopted away, but she could not write or speak. She could not write Vietnamese, so she signed a paper to let my grandfather have the custody over me.
Hmm.
So she practically gave me away to my grandfather. And then my grandfather decided to send me away to Sweden. So my mother was very angry and sad after this uh, event.
Yeah.
So that
In
it
your
is a
culture,
beef. It is a beef within the family. And then my mother moved to China and married a Chinese, started a new life in China.
And within the Vietnamese culture, are women shunned upon of having a child outside of marriage? Is that like a big no-no? Or
No, no, it's not like that at all. My mother was married to my father
your
when they had me. Yeah.
and what happened there?
My father died
Your father,
when I was 6. Yeah, my father died when I was 6 months.
6 months.
And
Yeah.
I'm wondering, why did he
That
die?
doesn't, yeah, that doesn't sit
Malaria,
well with me.
malaria. He was in the jungle, bitten by a, mosquito.
Do you know if your grandfather, so your grandfather that gave you away was your mother's father?
No, my grandfather was the father of my Vietnamese father. Yeah.
Yeah, something, I don't know.
Mm.
I'm not
So,
getting a good feeling about the grandfather.
yeah,
The grandfather
yeah.
was, he was a little cold. He was, I think he was, he was, first he was married to my grandmother, and and then he dumped her to marry the sister of my grandmother. It
Mm.
was during the war, they had the Americans were bombing our village. So his entire family were killed by bombs. 11
Mm,
people from his family died during the war. He told me the bomb killed them. The Americans killed his family, he said. And he was very angry. Uh, uh, Very angry and on Americans and United States, became an angry man after the war.
Mhm.
My
Your
grandfather, yeah.
World War II?
Well, no, Vietnamese War. The
Oh,
Vietnam War, 18 years war with United States. Vietnam, we had 18-year war with the United States.
interesting. Okay, let me look that up. So, Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975, major conflict in Southwest Asia, pitting communists, North
Mm.
Vietnam, and its allies against South Vietnam and the United States, um, escalating from a Cold War proxy conflict. So maybe that's the cold I was seeing, the ice, so Cold War.
Yeah.
Um, proxy conflict into a full-scale war. I've been talking a lot about the proxy wars that United States fights. Um, so give me a second. Let me try to make sense of this. The war stemmed from French. So United States involvement began in 1950s, but was greatly escalated in 1965 with the deployment of the ground troops and peaked in 1969. There's that 1969, which is esoteric. So I've been doing a lot of work with the 1969. So this is bringing me back to the Masons. They do a lot of things, and a lot of them are born or they have ties to the year 1969. They did a lot of rituals that year, 1969. So part of this war, this proxy war, appears to be some form of a I don't want to say spell, but some form of a you know what I'm trying to say. It's part of
yeah.
this war was actually um yeah, in that sort of arena. Okay, so with over 500,000 military personnel stationed in the country. So the Cold War, the conflict was a major proxy war, the Cold War, with the Soviet Union and China supporting the North Vietnam and the US and the other anti-communist nations supporting the South Vietnam. Mm, mm. Okay, I think something happened during this war. Remember I was saying this feels like something this could be attached to your grandfather. Like, remember I was saying we need
Mm.
to zone out because it's bigger than the dating site. Maybe that was
Mhm.
a catalyst, but I am getting the Freemasonry. So with that 1969,
Oh,
these wars, a lot of these wars, they actually are how do I describe them? They're not for actual war. They're like rituals of sorts.
yeah, it's
And
like harvesting, soul harvesting. They are
yeah.
sacrificing humans to demons. Yeah, it's
Mm,
all hard. It's like the wars. It is for the demons to take
to
all the
feast.
feast on the negative
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah. No, no, no. Yeah. But there's something. So the grandfather was in this war. Was he in the war for the full 18
Yeah,
years or so?
yeah. He was working in within the military. He was actually fighting. I don't know so much about him, but
Yeah.
they said he was something like a soldier.
A-
He was fighting.
And what year was it when he gave you up to the Swedish
I
family?
was 6 years old.
What year
He
was
gave me
that?
away. 1990, 1990, or 1989. I was 66 years old. 1990, I was 7 years old and moved to Sweden.
I'm wondering if,
Mm.
yeah.
I heard sacrifice.
Oh my
That's what I
Sacrifice.
God.
heard.
Oh.
Oh,
Mm.
oh my God. I'm so sorry. Guys, this is really I'm here. I'm in LA right now. I traveled here. My best friend who is married to a Vietnamese guy. She just texted me from the other room that his father just passed away.
Oh. Oh.
His father passed away, and he was talking about his dad last night, that he has a lot of trauma. His dad he has a lot of trauma from that part of his family. So much trauma, in fact, that he feels as if he needs some form of therapy. We were talking about hypnosis last night. There's a lot of trauma, and I don't think this is a coincidence.
No, this was not a coincidence. Absolutely, I agree. Mm.
Whoa,
Oh.
what is that? Remove. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, I need to, wow. Okay. There's something in the father's line. This is not coming from the dating site. This is where we need to
Aha.
stay. Now, the dating site, it could be just, and maybe that's how you got the signal to understand something was going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
this is we got to go to where it started. It started with the dad, and it's something about the grandfather. It feels as if
Mm-hmm.
this giving away, it feels like it was part of the deal. Something that
Yes,
happened
Oh.
there in
yes,
the
yes,
war.
yes, yes.
Mm.
That's what I was getting. Like some sacrifice, some exchange that he didn't really want to do, but he felt like he had to do it. Like that's and then when I pulled some cards, I had got right here. This is the 10 of knives right here, 2 of knives right here, the ace of sticks, and then I have the 9 of knives. So this is really giving like some type of sacrifice, something that had to be done. Like, and there was just this decision that he was in between it. It's not like I honestly feel like that's probably this is what made him like cold. Something happened to where he had to make a decision that he didn't want to, but he had to. And I don't know why sacrifice keeps popping up in my head,
He sacrificed
but I
his son
think
to your
Yeah,
father.
yeah, probably he
Yes.
did.
And the curse was on the father, and now it's on you. So it's
Oh,
like you
yes.
do something once. So maybe those are the two graveyards that with the two hexes.
Oh,
Oh my God, this is sources giving confirmations. So yeah, those are the two hexes I saw, your father and yourself. One is taller than the other. So it's like he sacrificed his son. That malaria was a sacrifice. And when he
mhm,
passed away, the curse is so strong, it's still on you. Graveyard. Think about a war. A war is a graveyard.
mm,
This whole thing, I've been talking about the proxy wars. They are just spells. They are esoteric. They, you know, the United States does a lot of these proxy wars for this purpose. And somehow I think your grandfather got involved in Freemasonry either
Oh.
before or during. He was probably
Ah.
chosen by the government to do to get involved in this. And before you know it, you can be partaking in spells and everything. You don't even know, certain things you get involved in.
until it's too late.
Yeah,
So,
Okay, I see.
uh,
yeah. So
mm,
I'm thinking that the curse was not directly put on you, but on your father. And it was so strong, in fact, that your father passed away, but it's lessened. It's not as strong with you, but it's still there and it's keeping you stuck and stagnated in your life. So, so this is what needs to be removed, right? Also,
mm,
too, as she mentioned that she does not have a relationship with her mother. So, I don't know if this is a way to isolate her. Was it your choice to not have a relationship with your mother, or was just the
No, no,
fact
it
that
it, it was not my choice. It was my Swedish family. They,
okay,
I had,
okay.
I was, they were, my Swedish mother, she was married to a man who was, he was a Nazi. So it was not a good family for me either, the Swedish. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, it was terrible. This Swedish family was not good for me because then
yeah.
his daughter was also a Nazi. My Swede. So yeah, they, of course, my Swedish mother was kind to me, but she listened to my father and my sister, and they influence each other in a
Mm,
bad way.
Hmm,
So it was terrible. It was terrible.
okay. So I think where we want to start, I just want to we're going to start doing a deeper scan just on your energy field. And so you can just probably what I'd like you to do is just put the camera down. You can sit back in the bed and just really relax because that would like really help us. I feel like it's a
Yes.
residual. I feel it's
mm,
residual.
mhm.
How are you feeling about that, Drea?
Residual had came up in my head as well when you
Yeah,
said it wasn't directly to her, but it was pretty much left over from her father.
right.
So, so yeah, but uh,
Yeah.
mm,
So yeah, so you can just relax and we're gonna
Mm.
start the scan. And hmm, this virus that you keep getting every year,
Yeah,
how many
it's like a clearing. I felt like this virus this time. It was a clearing. It was a
mm,
clearing of. It was not really a virus. It was like I wanted to clear out
mm.
garbage. It was like that.
Yeah, I'm seeing the virus in my mind. I've been seeing it from the time, but it is
Yeah,
strong. It's
I
strong, and to be honest with you, I'm feeling like the virus is part of the curse. Now, whether if you've been able to like change it around and use it to clear, but where it started from, I am feeling like it's part of this virus that you get every year. or it may not be this
Mm.
particular virus, but there is a virus showing up. It is very strong in your auric field. It is not life-threatening, but it's strong and it's here and it's part of the package. I do feel I want to clear that out because I feel that it is part of this. Um, I don't feel like it's an active. I'm gonna know more once we start clearing. I don't feel like it's active. I feel that this is think about it. If it's passed down in the DNA, right? Something, trauma from the father's side. And this is
Yeah,
how
yeah.
and now that my friend, um, this is very interesting because he had a lot of trauma too, the father, right? And so this is just a confirmation that the trauma can bind these spells because
Exactly.
you already have to be of a lower vibration to receive and have it sink in to you. And I feel that your father's genetics or his trauma within the DNA created the space for it to take form. And if you think about, you have that same DNA. So as we're
Mm.
clearing today, we're just stripping everything back to ancestral codes. We want to heal those, clear those, speak to those, rewire those. And so that'll be definitely an approach that will be taken during this session today. You can just go ahead and start to relax and just take in a very big, deep breath. And as you're taking in these breaths, I want you to just focus on clearing the space um, within your auric field, just bringing in like a beautiful golden light or a white light that's free of any viruses and pain, and just a very clearing and protective light here. And I'm going to do some light language. So I'm going to be speaking in this galactic language, and that's going to really help me ground into the message and receive more data here. And so that's what I'll be doing right now, as Drea is also scanning and going through her process. And then I can't see, okay, maybe she stepped away. I can't see you right now, but I'll still start, and you can come back on camera whenever you're ready. Okay, and right now, Drea, me and you are just going to put up our shield of protection, protecting us throughout this session today. Mirande shambande candirata, hamburuto nirande talelande rombana, hanerata carambo, hanerata, shimbarate trimane caramba, manatata hicarambatena, himara hane, hinashamburuto, hamdera candirata lete, mirandera tamburata, kina shamandireta, hambarane, hikandirete, hinandera tanile tatele da morada caramani kadesha. Manere canere tanelete, Handerandera caramanere, tanera caraman buru, nera monere, cana, manande, la canere, tanire, nanire, canare, shanerande, himone, canarande, hinaranda, la lambuana, hamburu, nanande, nanan, garanderanderanderan. Binandere andere ande kerana muru nande narande himmananna kreshanireta himmananna kimanireta narashamburu minanireta tinkanireta nirishanireta hinana kandireta himmarande mishamne bane tanireshanireta nirata nibanireta leleta leleta kananireta nirashanireta nirete hinanire. Eleanor, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
here.
I just couldn't see the camera. You could just steady it where I can see you. That'd be great. Thank you. Hmm. There's so much protection that you did not receive even as a child, just the spiritual protection that usually comes from our mother's line, you'll hear like the mothers will be praying for you, the grandparents will start praying well before, of the birth. Like this spiritual protection that comes from this like motherly, part of your DNA. It's not here, it's missing. Um, so just also to bringing in a lot more protection for you too is going to be key. Just that natural protection that every soul, that a lot of souls, do receive um from their mother's line. I'm not seeing that that was actually given to you, so we'll be bringing some of that back in today. And yeah, I'm just going to continue to pick up some more messages and scan.
Okay, for some reason at the crown, I got like a skeleton looking figure that appeared, and it was like I just got a skeleton figure that appeared
Mhm.
in this space. It just looked deathly. So
Okay.
I don't know if yeah.
Yeah, I just ask it some questions of where it came from, where did it originate from? Hmm. Did you hear
This
anything
might
of where?
this might not make sense. First it said everywhere. Then I asked
Hmm.
again with more assertiveness, and it said I am her father. And then I got this inner knowing that when he passed, it's like a part of his essence wanted to protect her, but it was a part of an essence of him that wasn't um in the best energy.
Mm.
And somehow it attached itself to her. And that
Oh,
is that's the debris. That is the the extra stuff that just clung to her. The
okay.
removal that needs to take place.
Okay. Thank you very much. Um, I was seeing earlier like a being of like a male figure. It was distorted. I couldn't see it all the way. But this was probably what I was seeing. And the whole image is covered in that blue essence. So as we've been learning to Dre about this blue essence, it is like the collective. So when you say, where did you originate? So I heard I originated from source, from the source. So what
Mm,
this is that negative template that we've been talking about, which is the doubts, the fears, the trauma, right? This is very, very foundational. And I think that the father had a lot of that trauma from from the collective darkness, you know,
mm,
that's why it's so goes back so deep, so even much farther than the war. I think that the grandfather started to partake in esoteric stuff during that time or even before. But this goes back to the original template of source. So as of this removal today, we are really helping to balance out the scales of between light and dark, is what it
mm.
is.
Look what
And
came out.
oh, balancing the
I pulled that
scales.
way earlier. Balancing the scales confirmation.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. So we need to balance out the
mm.
scales between the light and the dark. And you just kind of got caught in the crossfire in a way.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
I feel
think
like
so.
her mom felt ashamed. Like I think her mom found out after the fact of what was really happening, and that's why she fled.
Mm,
So
okay. All right. Take a deep breath in, Eleanor.
Yes.
You have a lot to push through. I want you to take in some very, very like deep exhales. So it'll sound like this. So a deep breath in, right from the gut. Hold it, and the release is going to be like, so what we're trying to do is when we start the clearing, we're trying to move the energy up and then out. This is also causing the virus every year. This energy that's been stuck, this is why you get the sickness every year, because it's blocked energy, as well, right? So just keep taking in those deep breaths and releasing, deep breaths and releasing. And I'm going to start right here underneath the nose, kind of that clearing the passageway from like the nose. There's some taking care of the virus first and foremost, is because it's very active. And I think it reinforces you know, this debris from this hex. Okay. Minandere shambonere. Kimandere ane shande. Shande mande talere amboana. Binnaran lere aliane canadeata. Himorande. Himoramburu nakarane. Hishamberane canera. Cambora lele ambandire shanderande lireta. Caleta lireta mandia ni genedasha. Maneres, handere. Handere, handere, shandere. Birande karane mbania na gerane rane kona kona kandere tinane resa hinna neranda kanane talele rande ata hamburo ande kanana mbande nerata hanere timure ane kana shamberete himane reta shanerata hirara. Keep breathing and releasing and just breathing right on out that mouth, expelling any debris. Just keep breathing and releasing, sending this energy into like an energetic sac where all of this negative energy can go in. It's almost like a hazmat sac for toxic energy. Release it from your nose, breathe it out, and release it from the mouth. Breathe it out, release it from the head, the cloudiness in the head, the watery tears in the eyes. It's a head virus, like a head code. Keep releasing it. Mirandereta from the throat all the way up. Mirandera shandiran, the karamureata liliti. Himaranna, hanereta ti kanadereta. Mirande sosaranne kananana andereta. Hamburoto kinanere lilireta leleramburo ande garanarande. Hanneran handera lela kananaranderanderanderandereta lelete. Himonombura nala kananarandereta lalandereta shanderete. Himanana karanedi. Minana direta ne manerete shingbo. Bandireta karandi himonara lerata shamburu bandireta leria lamburuna bandira nere shandira ndireta leti nere shamburete miranireta ne kanadireta lera karanire shandira ndireta lera ndireta karanire lera kananire lera. Clearing out the heart now. Drea, what I'm seeing is like if you're playing a game of checkers, she was the checkered board. They used her they used her for the foundation of this, the baby energy for the foundation of this curse to happen. Biralereateta karane, hinanereshe nireta nirana, hamburoto hanalala kanareesha, niranderetani, hanereta lerane kanadiresha naranera talalaka, hamburanerne kanadaneresha nerandire kanadara, minereta nereta. Keep breathing and releasing. Nirandirandi, kimbanereta niresha nande, hanereta lirandieta, hanireta nire kanadata, hamburoana kanadandi, kinereta nider zabada, barara kanera kanadande, hinanana karamba, hanereta kaneleta taraneta. Release all traumas and stress. Deep breath in. Mirande kanera, hinanana yesha, hanera hane, hanera 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 gananasha, manera kanera lera mune, lera kanara lera shandere. Lots of trauma coming out. It's like dark green. like a dark grayish green. Keep releasing, breathing in and releasing. This is like the debris of this thing breaking up. Shigara hamburu hanerata hanerana garana nireta lele kana leresha nereta lele hinana kina nira lera nirisha nere kana nera ndireta leleta hanereta la kanireta lele mune da jusha marera monte hamburu to hanere kanerisha hanere lele nere wa de garana nereta. Breathe, open mouth, release. Nana nere chambura Ninara bambu Hinara tanireta Hinanerasha, Mamburu, Handere la Karande, Miraneresha, Nerakanani, Himurata, Himurane Cananidata, Humberande Cananeresha, Nerada, return it, push it out, Bandirande, Hinanereta, Kinande, Hinanane Dambu. I'm bringing in a beautiful white light, cascading white light is going to cleanse, going to enter the center of the head, the soft spot in the head, and just allow the essence of the white light to slowly cover and coat the inside of the head. And I have an image of you as a baby as I'm doing this because I feel that this is when this has happened. So just keep breathing and releasing, releasing and breathing, breathing and releasing, releasing and breathing. Menere shambane karanambora nirata imanirin shandirin nanirin nandere. You are not the chessboard. You are not the checkerboard. You are not the foundation. Uprooting you, uprooting your essence, uprooting your soul, uprooting yourself, removing it from their game, from their curse, from their spell, releasing your essence, loosening this up, allowing your essence to be released right now. As it starts to be removed and released through the air, I'm seeing red smoke, like, or breath. Ninande shamburane kimanirete kinara kishamburanirentaun kinanirandira kanana shamuru. Mirandera Niranana Mona Manana Canare Shamburo Neraniri Tanaganam Mamuro Nani Garadan Nirandirandirandirandirandirandiran Banana Cananan Cananete Mirandirandiraka Manerankara Shamburu Nani Canane Hinanara Cananerandi Hinanarandiranda Cananera Shambandire Taniriki Mirandire Tandiri Shani Hamburo lele kerande handiran la 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 nere talaran kanaran da 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 da. Andrea, when you think about a checkered board, there's one set that's red and the other checker are black. And I'm seeing red smoke. So it feels as if they used her for the red, for the blood, some sort of blood
Blood.
ritual sacrifice.
Yeah. Sacrifice.
Mhm. Yeah. So just keep breathing and releasing, releasing and breathing. Releasing and breathing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. If you have anything to say to Drea, feel free. I'm continuing to remove.
Okay. I'm just speaking intention over her right now as I speak within each chakra, going all the way down. I'm at her root now,
Okay.
clearing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why I'm seeing a vape. I'm seeing a vape. Could represent smoke.
Mm. Well, I see smoke in her sacrum.
Mm,
Or,
okay.
yeah, not clear. I
Okay.
was clearing it out.
Thank you. I'm going to call in Source, going to call in all of our angels and guides, calling in the divine sword of Archangel Michael to be with us right now and cut any cords that need to be cut and release her from this binding spell that started so many generations ago. Releasing, 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 releasing. Mirandere, shandere, tangere, 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 shambane, karalele, ande, ande, ande. Bashambo, bamoruto, kinanerete, shambarata, haneata, himaneeta, nakambane, kanere ashane, hamborane, karamamburone, bina karashimorna, hambroto, kananerisha, minara, tani, kane, ane, mirande, kanaishane, hanere, ande, talalaambore, ta kirisha, nirande, te kanamorata, mirande, karamboata, shamburuto, Kimanereta leta, hambruto, hanere tankara, hambrutakara shimane, hina la kanira nana murande, mirande la munana karanida, ki shamburo na karana, hina neretina la kanana hita, hambrota shanena. Minane kanarata la rambuana, hanereta la rande kanaresha, minandereta la kanareta, himanderande kanashambona. Hallelujah, ne kanere tallera ambuada. Bandere tallera shandira niranda. Hambarata hila la hambuana da shaneta. Kinanada li mbuada. Banarete. Birata karata hina da lala. Hamuro anere rata kere shambare de hina da kanere te nirite. Hina da la kira shambarata. Hina da la kanana. Nina da tata karamere tare shanere ran la kina nere kalaleta. In order for the spell to work, they had to isolate you. They had to create a coldness in your heart, which matched that Cold War. They had to do it. They had to separate you from true love, the love of a mother. They had to tell you not to contact a mother because, on some level, everyone is in on it. Minandere
Mm,
shambane, kimbande, binada. I wonder how much they paid. How much was paid to get you away? Mirandere shande, how much was paid? Was the other family members, were the other parents, Swedish parents, in on this too? Minandere la kanadete. And it could be knowingly or unknowingly, but they all took part in the separation of you to isolate you, to create this Cold War, right? So they could continue to fight whatever they've been fighting this war for a very long time. This supersedes your grandfather. He just probably got wrapped up in this, but this is a war that evil has been fighting for a very long time. And today you are getting released and removed from this. You are no longer the board. Removing, removing. Untying your feet.
mm,
Minaneri mishaneri. Sending a beautiful white light, a source light. The only way this works, Eleanor, if you fill your body up with the love of Source, the light, which you have not truly been able to know and experience, the more light, the more true essence of Source, the more that you let the light flood within you, it weakens them. Just bringing
mm,
awareness to this already is weakening them. Release
mm,
the ball and the chains from your feet that are shackled down at the bottom of the ocean. Release, 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 dissolving using Archangel Michael's sword, the blue flame sword, to cut the chains on the feet, releasing and allowing those ball and chains to fall to the ocean floor, seeing your feet swim freely to the shore, unshackling the hands that are also connected with ball and chain so that you are free and now you can swim, removing the cloudiness, removing the armor, the entrapment from the trauma from the brain, removing. That's how they break you. They get you separated from your source, your mother. And this is how they condition you to create the perfect environment within your body so that they can continue to the evil kingdom above the light. You were just part of the game. Mirande shambata. Kinande tane tachiba. Mbambora takande. Kanedecha. Mande talala mboaha. Hirane shabane kanane mata. Hinanareta. Hindarala kanereta. Hinarala kande shandireta. Himane ha 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 morata. Kira shandere telele aneta. Lila la kanana nambora la kanane. Manere talele ane nana kana ne shanere. They've rewired her. I'm seeing like when a mirror reflects, right? The two pieces are turned away, right? And we are turning you back together, turning you back where you can left hemisphere, right hemisphere can refuse together. So it's like your back was turned to yourself. Two backs turned, but these are parts of you that were turned away. And today, in the space today, as you continue to breathe and release, we are merging that aspect of yourself back together, back as one. I'm seeing dough, right? Dough is something that can still be formed, right? We are reforming you, restructuring you. Hold your highest and best timeline in your mind's eye, because that's exactly where you are going right now. Mirandire shande kanan burata hinarata hambrata karashanete. Minanireta lerande ane hane hane karane sanere ane ata hina shaneta lerane rakarambu hinarana la kamburu hinaranda karala hinananda karalamburu hinananda kararesha bamburu anakanambu analamleta marerete shamburutu miranere tale hilala la lamboreta hilnarakara hanereta shambere kinaneta hanereta lera nireta lera kananere shandereta himbarandereta hinaranda damburanta hirana shamberete nina hambruto nirane kanereta la manereta shimarata liriteta miranda kerasha munareta miranda esta la kaneresha miranarete de kerashane hanereta la lamboata karanere tererete hinarete kanarete nanereta chimbarata nike narane reto mandirete ti kanere shande dinambura ne kereshambeta lereta lera mona manereta le mamburo to kananansha manereta lereta kiriri shambara hinanereta nandereta shinkerete shanderete, removing all of that debris from your heart. Mirandereta, loneliness, not being able to have deep connections. Mirandereta is the block that they put so that their spell will continue to work. The moment, Eleonora, you let in meaningful relationships, their spell, because love will not let the spell continue. So I know they wanted to block you, pretend that it was these dating sites so that you stay away from having meaningful relationships. Minande
I see.
shambu.
I see.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you need to love. You will find a partner you will love, and it will keep you safe and protected. Minande shambuana, kimbaneta lalanete, irana, omana, kinashanere at the feet. Oh my goodness. My feet are completely numb. Oh my God. Nandere shanere tala kana hinana. Bande shana karambona. Hinana kana shambane. Hinana shane left foot. Maneta. Hinasha bandeta. Hinana buone kananesha. Is to bring the life back to the left side of the body, the left foot. Hinana, take a deep breath. Focus in on those feet. I'm gonna start clearing. Mirandere shaneta. Mirandere tatnairata larahane. Hinandireta lireta shiniri. Hanerala Kanana Kinareta Hinaranda Kanani Himanana Kanashandirete Himanerande Hinara Kanana Shamburu Anarata Hanerata Nakarambo Minna Shinaranle Manderate Kandireta Shinaranda Hanara. Keep breathing and releasing. Hirata Karata Mirata Karandi Hinana Hamburota Hamburoto Kara Kamburoto Shimbarata Mananta Manata Karale Handereta Leila Handelalaha Handelelehe Mandereta Kirande Handeresha Minanereta Lerane Keranireta Leanireta Minande Kerashamburutu Bamburutu Lana Kirashandirete Hilanere Canarita Kinara Buena Bambana la Karane right foot Mirandereta Shandi Miranera Canareta Minana Karaleta Liriambata Lesha Miranera Karashimande Hinana Buena Karanera Lira Kanamaneta Lire Cane Hanereta Lireti Shandira Hinana Hundred Humaranda Kara Hundred La Hina Karashanereta Lirana Karashamburata Hirane Candireta help me with her feet. Minandere lela karal nire talisha. Minandere telerandere nire. I feel that the binding, right, is at the feet. Ninara dalala karara, removing these boulders at the feet. Minandere lira shandere ande. Hinanere talikara. Hinane karanere lalata. Hinanere talisha. Hidadara. Deep breath in. Ninandere shandere hanere ha. Release. Open mouth. Keep doing that. Minare shanereta lerata, hanereta, hinanareta, kanadashi, handerela, ninam buone, kanadireta, hinanana karanirita, hinanana lereta, hinandereta, neta, hinanala kanasha, manereta lirianea lirianana cara, hinana shandere andere, kanadere shaneran buona, nara karani dirati, niradanele, leandere, mureta, nikere shanereta, humble dalire, kalereta, lela candirete, mekane kana shanereta, hinereta, shambarata, hinanereta, lira nerera, shanereta, dirita, maneta, mirete krashambu, mirandalereta, mirata krashamburu, nirande, hanerete. Hinade kanadata badara krashimorutu. Kiranireta lirana. Hiranera gona ranisha nerande rondiresha narandireta. Miranda kanashimorande. We pull it up from its structure. We pull it up from its roots. Mirandera kanarata. We send it back to source with divine consciousness so that it never hurts anyone else again. We do not fight fire with fire. We fight anything with the love and the light of source. We transmute this and we uproot it in every single person that was harmed in this war. And their ancestors' blood runs through your DNA. The people that were in the war. You were the perfect person to attach, to keep this going. Mirandere shandirande. That's the thing, they have to keep you cold. They have to keep you away from relationships so that the power that was set forth during that war will still enslave and entrap the people today. But when you break free and you release yourself by loving, by allowing the light of source to come in, by taking a chance on human connections, and it just brings that much more love, and it releases not just yourself, not just your family, but for everyone that was affected by this war as well. Yeah. Any more findings on your Andrea, or anything you want to say?
No, I just see, well, the only thing I have is I just seen her in a white gown, like a renewal. And I kept telling her to swim up to the surface, swim up to the surface, swim up. And I just seen her gasping for air.
Yeah.
And I was working on the feet as hard as I could to release that from her.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. All right. Our work is almost done. Just keep breathing and releasing. Keep holding that light. The light is the key. This is the key that frees you and keeps you free.
Eleanor, can you repeat this after me, love?
Yeah.
Can you repeat? And I need you to say it
Yes.
with conviction, with belief, okay? Say it
Okay.
like you mean it, okay?
Okay.
Speak the intention. I remove
I remove
all
all
and any
and
ancestral curses
I remove all and any ancestral curses
on my bloodline.
on my bloodline.
And say it 2 more times. I release and remove
I release and remove
all and any
all and any
ancestral curses
ancestral curses
on my bloodline.
on my bloodline.
1 more time. I release and I remove
I release and I remove
all ancestral curses
all ancestral curses
on my bloodline.
on my bloodline.
So it is,
So it is,
so it is,
so it is,
and so it is.
and so it is.
Okay, you need to say that more throughout the day, just after these sessions, just speaking that conviction and just keeping that clearing and that removal just going.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because this is definitely an ancestral thing that's going on with you, and to keep that at bay. Okay.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
Okay. I
Yeah.
hear. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. That's exactly what needed to happen. I started seeing the anytime I bring in well energy,
Yeah.
I know that they're here protecting and we're getting to the end of the session. I also channeled a horse's eye in my mind's eye, which
Mm,
represents wisdom, intuition, clarity, right? Vision. So there's a third eye coming back online, deep connection
Mm,
with the spirit world. So that's my
mm,
sign that the session is ending. That's my sign for the clearing
mm,
as well.
mm. Thank you so much. I feel so much lighter. I
Mhm.
feel, yeah. It
Yeah.
was like a release, a big, heavy release from my crown chakra.
Mhm.
mm,
Mm,
Yeah. They had something. Okay, so spirit drew my attention to the softness of the baby's head. That's
mm,
what happened. They
mm,
did something there to that soft part, which is your connection to spirit, right? Connection here
mhm,
to physical, but also to
mhm,
spirit. Your feet were binded down. I'm talking down to the bed of the ocean floor, and so and these boulders attached to boulders, like
mhm,
actual boulders. My whole foot
mm.
went numb. I couldn't even feel my foot, like my left foot. It was totally like it's back now. um I want you to take a spiritual bath, and what all that is if you, do you have a bathtub?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you can get some salt, sea salt, dead sea salt, pink Himalayan salt, any sort of like salt, right?
Mhm,
Even Epsom salt.
I have.
Soak in that. You want to do this 3 days in a row,
Yeah, yeah.
and at least for 20 minutes, right? 20, 30 minutes. If you
Mm,
have any other oils you want to put in there, Florida water is good. I would put Florida water if you guys have it there
mm.
mm.
in there. Any other suggestions with the spiritual bath, Drea?
Do you use any herbs at all?
No, no
Rosemary.
herbs, but
I'm getting
Okay.
rosemary.
rosemary. Okay.
And I don't know if this will be strong in a bath, but I'm also
Uh,
seeing clove.
clove. Okay.
You might want to put in a little sachet sack the clove so it's not so strong, and just kind of, you know, have it like that.
Mm.
Hmm. Let me see if there's any more messages. I want to put bring back the spiritual protection as well. Now that, do we feel pretty clear, Drea, on your end? I'm getting a major numbing in my head right now. I don't know if it's the vibration coming back in, but I'm feeling like this part of my
Yeah,
head
I
is
think
just,
we can close session
yeah.
soon. You can rest. You know, it's been has been over 3 hours, so I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Um,
much. It was
You're welcome. Let's do one more thing here to the head.